But so what's new and exciting with you there, Garnett?
Not much. I'm just working my way to. I'm trying to rearrange that. I got a new amplifier coming. Yeah, not too much. I'm going to see Dave this Friday if the weather's not gonna if the weather's gonna cooperate.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, sir. They're calling for another storm. I do believe on Friday. I haven't checked the weather reports today, but I did yesterday. And so, yeah, it's real nice out here over at my location. It's plus 2.3 Celsius outside the CJZ studio. So, yeah, really nice temperatures.
I see. That's all right. Yeah, I don't know. My temperature is pretty much the same as yours.
Yeah, yeah. So, other than that, yeah, not too much exciting over here as well. Okay, Garnett, we'll put you on the back burner and go say hi to Rick, and we'll come back to you in a bit. All right, let's go to VA3 AXJ. Come on in, Rick.
Good evening there, Chuck. Not much to say. Whacked out, but oh well. My back's killing me. The last 2 or 3 days up there, the snow
Oh,
broke shear pins on the machine. Had to fix those.
oh God,
Blah
another
blah
one.
blah blah blah. And get ready for the next one. Friday, I think it's supposed to start something late afternoon Friday. And we're supposed to get like 20 centimeters of junk. Anyhow, I'm set to go, ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, those shear pins. You're not the only one I hear that has trouble with them breaking. I think if you own a snowblower or something with a shaft like that, you should always have a few spare on hand because obviously the steel they're giving you isn't strong enough.
Yeah, well, last year I bought 5 packs, and they come four in a package. So twice this year so far. I've broken two. It's always the same side and the same blade. It's never anything different.
Huh.
And I don't know. I must have hit a chunk of ice or something was on the sidewalk and I didn't see it. But half of the pin was still in the shaft. Now we had to get it situated that I could get a punch in there and punch the thing out to put the new one in. But yeah, you're right. They don't make them strong enough.
It's probably that cheap Chinese steel. They make it so that it breaks on purpose so you can just buy more. And I understand you had trouble with your boiler at home.
Yeah, the front part of the motor disintegrated, and I went down because the neighbor called me. He says, Rick, he says, there's a hell of a noise coming from the basement. I said, there is? I can't hear nothing here. I went down, and that motor was just whining crazy, and it was loud. So I just shut it right down right away and called the direct air. Came down about 6 o'clock tonight, and sure enough, the front part of the motor, all the bushings, they weren't there. They disintegrated. So they fixed that. Now we're back in working order.
So you got heat now. That's good. All right, Rick, you going to hang out with us for a bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and put my head down. Also, the portable on, and if I'm awake, I will certainly answer you. But I got a busy day tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Back to you, PA3 XJ. We'll be listening for a while.
All right, then, Rick. Well, thanks for stopping in with us and sharing all your your breakdowns. And but yeah, you got everything going now. So, but take it easy on the back. I know I hurt myself the other night when I was shoveling with the wife, and thankfully I stopped. Otherwise, I would be in a lot more pain. So very good. So we'll clear with Rick, VA3AXJ, and see who else is out there listening to us who'd like to check in. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
Just for a short second there, I just called your iPad, Chuck. I called St. Joe's, and I wondered if I could get on the cancellation list for the MRI, because it's not until July. Oh, we don't do that no more. So I gotta wait. I guess I gotta wait.
Yeah, okay. They probably got plenty of people to fill those appointments. Okay, Rick, very good then. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, well, let's see who else. I did hear another station, but unfortunately, you got covered up by Rick there. So, any new stations wishing to check in, please come now.
Well, that was an experience. Thanks, Rick. Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey.
Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf.
Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha.
Okay, I hear 3 stations there, and I do have my squelch up. Mac, thanks for reminding me, because we may hear Art in there this week. I don't know, but I did have the squelch up pretty high. We'll have to lower it for the next one there. So come on in, Mac. I heard Mac, IMW, NFG, and NCA, VA3, IMW. Come on in, Mac.
Well, good evening, Chuck. You sound really good tonight. I'm not even looking at the meter because you sound that good. Anyways, I heard Rick talking about the shear pins in his snowblower, and let me tell you this. They put shear pins in there for a very, very good reason. You hit something, you want to break the shear pins. You don't want to break the transmission, and you don't want to break the rest of the machine. Because if the rest of the machine comes apart, it's a major danger to the operator. So, yeah, keep a stock of shear pins, and if they snap, thank your holy stars that it was a little shear pin and not something that threw shrapnel through your chest. Anyways, what else? We played a little bit of HF between 6 and 7, and I noticed the bands were a little bit noisy, and I heard a lot of static crashes, so I looked up on my Lightning app, and sure enough, there is a major storm system from northeast Texas all the way up to the southern western corner of Ohio. So it's all centered in Arkansas right now, but it's a major storm cell that's, I guess they're threatening that this is what's going to come towards us on Friday. So yeah, that's my reason for just playing a little bit of POTA on HF tonight. So yes, keep an eye on your skies, and I'm not sure if that lightning is going to translate into a early spring-ish type storm coming towards us. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as time goes on. Anyways, other than that, I'm sure we can say hello to a bunch of other people, and I won't hold it long. I got a couple behind me right now, so I'll let you pick those guys up as well, and I'll keep my ears peeled if in the distance, and we want to say hello to them as well. Keep up the good work, Chuck. Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, 4ID.
Okay, Mac, very good then. You're also coming in great, full strength, great audio. And looking at the Weather Network online, it says here Friday, 15 to 20 centimeters. So that's double what we had, if not a bit more than what we had last time around. And then after that, they're calling for the next day after that, a mix of snow and rain. And then day after that, nothing. Day after that, 2 to 4 centimeters. Day after that, 1 centimeter. So it looks like winter is giving it all to us now instead of during the season. So right at the tail end, we're getting slammed here. So it could be worse. So British Columbia, I saw on the news there, lots of snow everywhere. So they're not used to that in Vancouver, for one place. So they're getting it. Good for them. But on the downside, after they get something, we usually get it about 2-3 days later. Well, we'll see. Like Mac said there, that big system down south making its way up here, 15 to 20 centimeters. All right, so we'll clear with you, Mac, and let's see who's next. That would be Steve, Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf. Come on in, Steve.
Good evening, Chuck, and to all who is listening on the net here, or on the frequency, I should say. I was almost going to say, you're probably doing just as good on the reverse as you are on the output, but there is no reverse. So, well, actually, there is. It would just equal the same as the output. Anyway, what's going on? Yeah, another storm, eh? Well, at this stage of the game, bring it on. It's March. Hopefully, maybe it'll be the last one. We haven't had that many. That's been bad. I think this would only be the second ice storm of the year. We didn't get too much snow in December. I can't even remember. I don't think we got any at all. But anyway, yeah, very good. You're sounding good and strong there, Chuck. Your station sounds amazing. And that's all I got for now. No further traffic, Chuck. We'll let Wade come in there. I think he was after me. Hello, Wade, and hello, Mac. Check-in before mine. So back to net there, Chuck. Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf.
All right, Steve. Well, thanks for the flowers, and I'm sending some right back to you there. You're always sounding great. And so, what was I going to say? I got distracted here. I wanted to say hello to people joining us on YouTube. We've got Michael in Arkansas. Speaking of storm system hanging over Arkansas, we've got Michael, KI5SPA, with us, and we've got Chris, a New Ham. Congratulations there, Chris. VA3CKZ or CKZ. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Kilo Zulu. Very good. Almost the same as mine. Mine is Charlie Juliet Zulu. So one letter difference. Very good. Okay, Steve, are you going to be sticking around with us? I understand you. Oh yeah, before you go there, you also got hit in the wallet with 2 vehicles needing repair. Is that right?
Yeah, I needed a resonator pipe in my exhaust. That's a little, it's a narrow, smaller diameter pipe that runs in the center of the exhaust or the muffler. I'm not sure which of one.
All right.
But it was rusted and rattling away. So, yep, so that was, nearly $500. And then a wife's car needed an alternator. And of course, you can't find one used anywhere, so I had to bite the bullet, put in a brand new one. So yeah, that kind of bites right in the middle of a renovation, So there's $1,000 that $1,000 that doesn't get to be used. Well, it'll get used. It's just I'm spending an extra $1,000 now. So, yep. Bad timing. What can I say?
Yeah, isn't that the way? Oh well, better to get it out of the way than to, sometimes you let something go for a little bit, saying, "Oh, I'll look after it later. And the next thing you know, something else breaks, and then something else, and so on and so on. So yeah, better to stay on top of it. All right, Steve. We'll get back to you in a little bit. Let's go and say hello to Mac. Not Mac. Wade. Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha. Come on in, Wade.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. Good evening, Chuck, and good evening all on net. Mac as well, and yeah, welcome, Michael and Chris. Congratulations on your new license, and I hope you're going to join us at some point. I'm not sure what area you're in, but in the meantime, YouTube is there. A nice service offered by Chuck and RPAD, the other net. Let's see. I don't know. Not much happened today. It was a work from home day for me, so didn't get much POTA done or other operations. QRN out there tonight, actually. So I got a handful. I think I got enough to put me over the next level of after hours hunters and the next level of unique parks. But I guess I'll have to wait till everybody submits those logs. Yeah, I think it's 800 parks for me now, which compared to some isn't that many, but it was the next milestone for me. So, anyways, yeah, that was just a handful of contacts, including Stephen UDV that I have that I usually pick up whenever I can. Anyways, not much else. I'll hang around for the duration though, the Chuck, and let you get back to taking in some more check-ins. Good signal tonight, actually. My noise floor tonight is really nice and clear. I haven't had to back up my contact with you on the website yet. Everybody's coming in really nice and clear on 2 meters tonight. So I guess conditions are decent. Anyways, back to you, Chuck. Thanks so much for doing the net, and the A3NCA back to net control.
Yeah, very good there, Wade. Good thing it's not noisy for you, and I did manage to tweak my audio a little bit here. I plugged the headphones directly into the soundboard I have, and turned it up so that it wasn't too loud, but yet plenty enough. So you're sounding good as well, full strength, all the way out from Dundas there, Wade. On my receive, it's a generous meter, but nonetheless, good job, Wade. And yeah, congratulations on that high number. I'm only in the 250 range, somewhere around there. So, speaking of POTA, I want to take this moment to say hello to Kevin if he's listening. VE3 KKP or VE3 IMW, or sorry, IMU at the hospital at the moment. All of our thoughts and prayers are with you, Kevin, on a speedy recovery. Get well soon, my friend. So I know he does have capabilities to probably follow us on YouTube, but who knows what his situation is at the moment. So thank you, Wade, again for checking in with us, and we'll get back to you in a little bit. So where are we now? Okay, we're at the bottom of the list. Let's see if anybody else is out there that would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is week 1537. 1,537 weeks that AREG has been on every week. So we're looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
VE3WKG.
And we got VE3WKG. Kevin, thanks for saving us there. It's pretty slow. We'd probably have to go already on this day with birthdays there. But anyways, come on in, Kevin. How's it going?
Yeah, good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. Yeah, not doing too bad. Too bad there. Just having a bit of a snack, been listening to the net. Thought I'd give you another check-in there. Yeah, I was on my way out to go to the store, and old Gordy, our neighbor, he was just about to come up my porch. He's limping, and I guess he was in pain. He begging me to call him an ambulance. So You seen an ambulance outside there about a half hour ago. That was for Gordy.
Oh, I did see him walking past a little while ago, but I don't recall seeing any ambulance unless they haven't come yet. I don't know. Oh dear, what's he having trouble with? Just walking?
He didn't really say. When I asked him, what do I tell them? He said, just tell them I'm in pain. I got tingles down my arm. And he limped off back home. He don't have a phone or nothing. So that's all I told them. By the time I got off the phone, Chuck, I already had my coat on. I just slipped on my shoes and I went to go out, and the ambulance was already out there, and he was in the back. And they already took off with him about a half hour ago. But, yeah.
Oh dear, another one needing medical attention. Well, I hope they figure out what's wrong with Gordo there. All right. Well, thanks for keeping me in the loop. My camera is just facing straight, and I probably was getting ready for the net, and I missed it. I was probably up and about getting everything ready. So thanks for that. I got one, I think, or two POTAs today. I only do a couple here and there. Some days I'll get like a half a dozen to 10, 12. But conditions haven't been that great for me lately. But if I hear a good one there, I'll jump in, try and get them. So like I said earlier, we're only around 250, but that's all on phone. And yeah, I don't want to push myself. I'm more into finding new countries to put on my list. And let me tell you, there's some countries that are popping up, tiny little islands in the middle of the ocean that you don't ever hear. I think one of them today was a de-expedition in a place called St. Vincent, I think. I can't remember now. But anyways, yeah, I like getting all these new countries.
Yeah, do it. And as long as you're having fun, do it at your own pace. Same with me. Sometimes I don't chase them for days. And then today I thought was really good on 20 meters. A lot of times I don't hear a lot of the POTAs. I only hear the odd one. And I was hearing them all today. Well, good 80% of them anyhow. And good signals off of them. So I took advantage of that, and I probably worked 8 or 9, 10, maybe a dozen, I don't know, on 20 meters. And then I worked a couple on 15 and I think a couple on 40. So, yeah, it was a good day today. I got probably about a dozen altogether, maybe more. I don't know. I wasn't counting. But I just do as they come and at my own pace.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to feel like I'm having to keep up with the Joneses. So and so is up to 500 or 800 or whatever. I better get on it. I have fun at my own pace, and that's what it's about. So very good then. So how did the birthday go with Brooke there? All right.
Oh, yeah, she had fun. We didn't do a whole lot or nothing like that. She was just more important having dinner and cake, and she's a young girl. Her boyfriend, they just keep to themselves. They were down, had dinner and that with us, and went up. She just hangs out, and it's like her own apartment up there. I hang out down here. She hangs out up there. We keep out of one another's hair. I hung out with her mom and Josh there. They sit here. I was showing them Pluto TV, and Josh couldn't stop watching. I don't know if you ever checked that out, Pluto TV. I got rid of all my Bell TV. I only got internet now. I pay for. I don't have no TV. I just watch Pluto TV. Always something good to watch.
Yeah, I've got it on my tablet here, and I haven't checked it out yet, but I keep hearing about it. And I also have a Roku TV. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's also got its own Roku TV channel and all their stuff in there. And yeah, man, I'm trying to get the wife to dump our cable, but she's still holding on to a couple of she only uses a couple of networks, right? She only watches a couple of shows on like 2 or 3 different networks, not that many. And so, yeah, I got to talk her into getting rid of that.
Yeah, for sure. I was paying about $100 a month for TV that I wasn't even watching, so I got rid of it. Well, a few months ago, I got rid of a bunch of them channels, and then I still had $50 worth that I just got rid of now. That's like it used to be 100, and then I had it down to 50. That's still $50 is a lot every month when you don't have a lot of money, and especially if you're not even watching. All I ever did was watch CHH News. That was about all.
Yeah, that's a waste. You could watch that online, just right at 6. Type in their website number and watch the news live. But yeah, there's so much available right now. Roku. There's I can't even name them all, but there's so many. And like you said there, yours Pluto. I'll have to watch that. I'll have to actually see what programming they have in there. So, thanks for the update on that, Kevin. Anything else before we do another call out?
Yeah, it's about it. Just you'll like that Pluto. I'm into thriller movies. It's got thriller channels, drama, action, and movie after movie after movie. It's like you got all them movie channels that you'd pay $100 for through Bell, but you stream as much as you want and don't pay a cent. Hey, like Drew Barry. Ooh, yeah, my girls had those TVs for years. Brooke's got a big 50-inch one up there.
Ah, there you go. So you're very familiar. So very good. Yeah. Well, I got Amazon Prime for deliveries and that includes video, Amazon Prime Video, and so they have movies and TV shows and that, and as well, I pay for Disney. Got to have Disney in there, and the Prime. So, and then our daughter, she pays for Netflix. So we're pretty much set for visual entertainment there on TV.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right. I won't tie you up anymore. Let you move along. Get some more check-ins there. I'll be listening along. VE3 WKG.
Okay, very good, Kevin. Thank you. Let's see. Anyone else out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in East Hamilton. We are streaming the net live on YouTube. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search and look for us live there. For now, who would like to check in? Please come now.
VE3CJZ.
Okay, I heard VE3DJZ. Sounded like you had other equipment or an echo going there, but come on in, Huey.
Yeah, Chuck. Sorry, just checking in on the general traffic report. Hope everything's all good.
Yeah. Your audio's turned up there. I can hear all your radios in the background. So yeah, you're coming in nice and strong, Huey. Good job.
All right, Chuck. Take care. Have a good night, and I'll be on the side for a bit. VE3DJZ.
All right, and that's Huey, downtown Hamilton. Let's see. Anyone else out there like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ. Looking for check-ins.
VE3KMQ.
There's a man I always hear on HF making contacts, or trying to anyways. Heard you for the last couple of days there, Mike. Come on in.
Yeah, VA3CJZ, VE3KMQ. Good evening, Chuck. Always good talking to you. Yeah, having a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been a few days, I think, since I've been on 10 there, 10 and 12. A lot of fun, of course, with those two bands opening up for, well, the last few months, I guess now, but I think they're down a little bit in the last few days, but a lot of fun, bagging some European contacts, new countries. I managed to bag other ones, one in Africa. I can't even remember the name of it. It's not that notable, I guess, but yeah, and that together with doing the 160 meter contest this past weekend was a lot of fun. I've just integrated some new logging software, actually two of them, Log for Old Men and also N1MM.
Right.
Just most recently the N1MM, which seems to be geared more towards contesting. I'm still on a learning curve with it, but I did manage to get the log finalized and actually submitted this afternoon. So I'm glad that's behind me, because it was a bit of a chore getting it perfected, so to speak, to the way it should be. So anyway, that's what's been going on with me, Chuck. Back to you.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, Mac and I, VA3IMW, were talking the other night, as well as others, about maybe doing a presentation one night on all the different softwares that are out there for logging, and a bunch of us would jump in with our favorite logging software and explain it a little bit, and that's in the works. We haven't, set any firm date, but that's something that we were thinking about doing. So when we do, we'll make sure and let you know next time we hear you. Other than that, I think I only have one contact in Africa, and that's Western Sahara. I think that's the only one I have. Today, I actually got a contact outside of 10 meters. It was on 20 meters. I got Turks and Caicos, another small island out there in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, that was fun. But for the past several weeks there, I've been hitting 10 meters pretty hard, as well as 15 has been pretty good. And now you're saying 12 also. I haven't had much luck with 12. But I do hear you every once in a while. I hear your call sign out there in HF, and sometimes I can get them, and you're not able to get them right away. But I move on. I don't listen around very long, unless it's a very interesting station. Some of those guys that are just booming in here with these big hex beams and so on. It's just amazing.
Yeah, Roger there, Chuck. Sorry for the pause there. I just had the 440 band on there. The Burlington Club gave the ID. I was distracted by it. But yeah, I've heard you as well. And yeah, that's the thing. There's some stations, that are, let's call it a prize to get, so to speak, for oneself. And I'll hang on there sometimes for as much as maybe 40 minutes trying to connect with the guy, and it just doesn't happen. Sometimes It's been successful after, a long time, but others, you go on, and, the propagation sets in, and, the signals are down, and at some point you just give up and say, well, I'll come back, later on or another day or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the challenge of it, and it can be a lot of fun. So anyway, so I guess about it for me, Chuck. Just thought I'd say hello to you, and with that, I'll pass it back to you, VE3 KMQ.
Okay there, Mike. Thank you very much for stopping by and sharing that with us. Always a pleasure, sir. And we look forward to hearing you down the log. Take care. Have a great rest of the week. So we'll clear with VE3 Kilo Mike Quebec. Anyone else out there wishing to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3 CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in the East End of Hamilton looking for check-ins. All right, well, nothing heard. Let's go to some announcements. We do have some contests coming up this week. Let's see now. Starting Friday evening, there's the Novice Rig Roundup. Now that's for CW only, and that goes on for, let's see now, from 0 Zulu time, March 4th, to 23:59, March 12th. So that goes on for a week, and that's CW, and that starts with 2 meters, 10, 15, 40, and 80. So if you're into CW, there you go. All right. Then we have the ARRL International DX Contest for sideband. And that's for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And that's just for sideband. And that's from, again, Friday night at 7 p.m., which is 0 Zulu time, March 4th, to 2400 Zulu, March 5. So there you go. For those wishing to do some sideband, that's 2 days worth. And then we have a bunch of smaller ones. There's another classic exchange for CW, and that's on for two separate days, actually 3. So for all your contest information, please log on to contestcalendar.com. One word, contestcalendar, and then .com for all your contest information. Okay, so we'll break with that for now and see if anybody else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now. All right, well, that brings us to On This Day in History. And I've been doing this for 105 weeks consecutively. So that's just over 2 years. So 104 would be 2 years. So 2 years and a day. Isn't there a song named that? Okay, so we'll start with birthdays. In 1868, on this day, a lady by the name of Alaska P. Davidson was born, and she became America's first female FBI agent, born in Ohio. Next, we jump up to 1910. David Niven. You may remember him as a British actor. He played in the original Casino Royale movie, not the new James Bond one. And he was also in the Pink Panther movies. And he was born in London. Passed away in 1983. So next we have Dinah Shore. She was famous in the 60s and 70s. She was an American singer. She actually sang for a Chevrolet TV commercial. She was an actress and TV personality. She had her own show, The Dinah Shore Show. Born in Winchester, Tennessee. Born in 1917, and she passed away in 1994. Next, we have Harry Belafonte celebrating his 96th birthday. Born in 1927, Jamaican-American calypso singer. He sang the Banana Boat song, originally made him pretty popular. And he was also a human rights activist, born in Harlem, New York. Still alive today, 96-year-old Harry Belafonte. Happy birthday. Next, we have Conrad Black. He's an American actor. He was in the Wild Wild West movie back in the 60s, 1965, I believe. So Robert Conrad was born in 1935 in Chicago and passed away in 2020. I used to love that show, The Wild Wild West. They had like a commercial. At every commercial, there was like a cartoon of a different scene that would come up. It was pretty cool. Next, we've got Jerry Fisher, singer for Blood, Sweat, and Tears, born in Texas, 1942. Still alive today. Happy birthday, Jerry. And we got Roger Daltrey celebrating a birthday today. He's 79. Born in 1944. He's an English singer and founder of the rock band The Who. Born in East Acton, London, England. All right. So who watched The A-Team and Battlestar Galactica? Our next person with a birthday is Dirk Benedict. I think he was called Face on The A-Team. He was born on this day in 1945 in Helena, Montana. And he was in Battlestar Galactica, too. Okay, next we have Alan Thicke, born on this day in 1947. sadly passing away in 2016. Alan Thicke is a Canadian actor. He was on Growing Pains in the 70s, 80s, I believe. And he was a TV song composer, which he wrote the theme songs for Different Strokes and The Facts of Life. I didn't know that. He was born in Kirkland Lake, Ontario. Oh, and next is the most famous one. Ron Howard celebrates a birthday today. He was born on this day in 1954. An American actor and director. He was in American Graffiti, the movie, and of course on Happy Days. Now he's directing all kinds of movies. Happy birthday, Ron. All right, who remembers the Spinaroonie? Booker T has a birthday today, born in 1965. His real name is Robert Booker T.O. Huffman. He is an American pro wrestler. He was with WCW. He was a champion, then WWF champion. He was born in Houston, Texas. Happy birthday, Booker T. Next, we've got Zach from Saved by the Bell. His real name is Mark Paul Gossler. He was born today in 1974. Happy birthday. All right, couple more famous people. We've got Kesha. She's 36 years old. She's apparently on TikTok, born in LA in 1987, celebrating 36 years today. And next and last, we have Justin Bieber, celebrates his 29th birthday. Apparently, he just canceled all his upcoming concerts for whatever reason. He needs to rest, I think is what he was saying. Born in 1994 on this day. Canadian pop singer and musician, born in, here it says, London, Ontario. So there you have it for birthdays of famous people in history. Do we have anyone else out there listening who would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ, looking for check-ins.
The famous VA3OYL.
VA3TBI.
Okay, I heard two stations there, OYL and TBI. Let's go and say hello to Debbie in the west end of Hamilton. VA3OYL, come on in, Deb.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on frequency. Not much going on here. Some good news. I found a dog, but I don't have him yet. He's a miniature schnauzer, and he's 5 years old, and he comes from Texas. He was found as a stray in Texas, I believe. And, I think I lucked out. He seems like he's going to be a pretty good dog. No big personality faux pas. He's pretty settled and pretty friendly. So we'll see.
A Texas Longhorn. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not for dogs. So a schnauzer, eh? Congratulations. How old?
He's about 5 years old. So just young enough to be energetic to go for walks and whatnot and still learn things. And I'll have some time with him before he gets old and decrepit.
Yeah, I know. And it won't take long. So, well, congratulations again, Deb. I'm so happy for you. And I can't wait to find one for myself. But I'm not going to push it. I'm going to do it at my own pace. And, when I find a forever friend there again, that'll be it. So, very good. So, what else have you been up to, Deb?
Not much. A lot of time spent on trying to find a stupid dog. And the process is crazy. Yeah, fill out an application, and then you have a phone call, and then you talk to this person and that person, and more paperwork. So I've been busy with that. I haven't played any radio. Did a lot of shoveling. I got everything cleared up just for the next snowstorm.
Which is in a short 2 days' time, apparently, either during Friday or Friday overnight. So, yeah, a good one. They're calling for 15 to 20 centimeters this time. So it's going to be a little bit more than last time if it pans out in Hamilton. I know the surrounding areas always get more, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, Deb, very good then. You going to stick around with us for a bit?
Yes, I will listen along and see what kind of interesting things I can hear on the old radio today.
All right, Deb. So we'll get back to you in a bit then, and we'll go and say hello to VA3 Tango Bravo India. I do believe that's Trevor. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on frequency. I'm located in Grimsby in the East End around Bartlett Avenue. I'm on high power, so I hope you can hear me all right there in Hamilton. Larry Budd knows who I am. I used to talk to Larry on the CB radio back in the early to mid 80s. And then a couple of years ago, I reconnected with Larry and bought an old ICOM 3200 off of him, which I still have here. It's going to be going in my car, but it's not in there yet. It's still up on the shelf. So I just wanted to say thanks, Chuck, for doing that. I got licensed back around the 15th February, and I'm really enjoying the hobby. Back to you, Chuck. VA3 TBI.
All right, very good, Trevor. Well, you're coming in great here at my location. I'm 2 blocks south of the Center Mall, and you're coming in here at a solid 10 over S9. Good audio. So Grimsby, I think you said there. Very good job. What are you using for antenna?
I'm running a Diamond X200.
Okay.
And it's up on 2 sections of chain link fence top rail. So I guess it's up about 22 feet.
Yeah.
And I'm running an ICOM 2300, just like a monoband VHF radio. And I think high power is about 60 watts, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Well, it's working for you. That's for sure, Trevor. Good job. I'm also running a Diamond 200, Diamond X 200, and I'm approximately 37 feet at the peak, at the bottom of the antenna, I mean. So, all right. Good job. Do you have any other traffic for us there, Trevor? We're also streaming on YouTube, by the way. If you want to listen to the whole show or move, you can move the slider back and forth wherever you like. All you got to do is put in my call sign in the YouTube search box. Again, VA3CJZ, and you can listen to us live on YouTube or play it back whenever you like.
Yeah, I'll look that up in a bit. I did watch the net a couple of months ago when I was studying for my ham ticket. I watched the net a couple of times back a couple of months ago. No, nothing more to add, Chuck. That's it for now, and I'll check in again next Wednesday. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, sounds good, Trevor. Well, thanks for checking in. Much appreciated. Well, it is 8:52 p.m. If there are no other check-ins, we'll go to the top of the list and run down the list. But let's see. Anyone else out there wishing to check in with us, please come now. Okay, well, we're at 10 check-ins for now. Debbie is the last one. Let's go to number 1, Garnet VE3 GNP. Oh, Garnet might be horizontal. Oh, that's okay. Let's see. I know Rick said he was going horizontal, but he was bringing his portable with him. So VA3 AXJ. Rick, are you still with us?
Yeah, but this will be my 7-3 round there, Chuck. Kind of heavy eyes here. I'm gonna pass 7 go to sleep. So yeah, 7-3s. Thanks for doing the net. Not much more to say. Just ouch and pain. Took some painkillers, so they're doing their job. So anyhow, VA3 AXJ. We're gonna be QRT there, Chuck. Sorry that I can't be there for the full night. Not tonight, anyhow. And we'll get back to you sooner or later. Back to you.
Yeah, okay, Rick. Jesus, the way you're talking, you're making me want to go lay down. All right. Well, thanks for hanging in there this long. I do appreciate it, Rick. You take care, my friend, and rest those weary bones. And we'll catch you down the log, clearing with VA3 AXJ. Excuse me. All right, next, let's go to Mac, VA3 IMW.
Victor Alpha 3, Indy Mike Whiskey. Thanks for bringing me back in, Chuck. Always good to hear a new ham on the radio, and obviously he's an experienced radio operator if he's been operating on 10 meters for years and years and years, but yeah, that's excellent. His station is well equipped. Welcome to the X200 Club. I know Chuck also runs one of the same, probably an older vintage, but X200 antenna, good gain and great receive. Maybe flopping around in the wind a little bit from time to time, but you kind of flip the coin when you choose whether you want to go high gain or a stable antenna. Mine is, let's see, I got 18 feet of mast post on top of my chimney, and then the antenna on top of that. So, and it's up on the mountain, so I think the tip of the antenna is like, let's just call it an even 800 feet above sea level. So it does a great job. Anyways, as far as Trevor's signal report to me, he is 15 over S9 from Grimsby, and his station is doing a great job. Anyways, not much else to share at this point in time, other than the fact that dinner is absolutely delicious. Pan roasted and then oven roasted chicken breast, lightly spiced, and a side dish of vegetables, and it's delectable. Anyways, good to hear Deb in there as well tonight. And yes, one other thought that you're on this day brought to mind. Ronnie Howard. My most fond memories of Ron Howard is his first TV appearance as Opie on Andy of Maybury. I do remember being in college, and there was 3 of us that were towards the back of the class, and one would start either whistling softly or humming the tune of Andy of Maybury, and that would usually mean that the 3 of us would be missing for the afternoon, and we'd go down to a place just outside of Dundas and spend the afternoon fishing. We didn't bring anything home, but it was good to be out in the outdoors. Anyways, I'll throw it back to you, Chuck, and I'm sure that there's a couple of other guys down at the log that want to say hello again.
Yes, and we can all hear that nice radio of yours beeping. So I don't know what you've got it set at there, 2 minutes, maybe 2 or 3. But anyways, very good, Mac. And yes, I remember watching it back in the 60s in black and white when you had to get up and actually change the channel by hand. Very good. Yep. Ronnie Howard, just a little gaffer back then. And I used to whistle that tune every time it would come on at the beginning. You just couldn't help but try and whistle that tune as well. It was very catchy. So whoever wrote that made a fortune. I would hope. Anyways, all right. So we'll clear with Mac VA3 Indy Mike Whiskey, and let's see who's next here. That would be Steve Victor Alpha 3 November Foxtrot Golf. Oh, Steve might be online wishing Justin Bieber a happy birthday on Facebook. So we'll give him another try. Steve, are you still with us? Oh, maybe he's wishing Kesha a happy birthday. All right. Well, let's go to Kevin, my neighbor here in the east of Hamilton, VE3 WKG. You still with us, Kevin?
Oh, I'm still in here listening along. Just browsing through things on the computer, reading different stuff. Yeah, interesting night.
Yeah. So I'm guessing tomorrow will be the last day before we get slammed again, weather-wise. So, anyways, I hope Michael and Chris on the YouTube stream there are enjoying the YouTube stream, and anyone else who might be listening. Doesn't look like we have too many people there, but nonetheless, we do stream the net live on YouTube. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search, and you can follow us along there. So let's see while we take a break here and see if there's anyone else out there wishing to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. AREG, please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima Juliet.
There he is, the man with the strongest garbage can. VA3 XLJ. Come on in, Vanya.
Hello, Chuck, and everybody. So I just joined a little bit earlier today, like a couple of minutes ago. I went upstairs to do the dishes. Anyway, it's not easy to be me, I'm telling you guys. Anyway, so I was doing the dishes, and all the small radios, they were down in the basement, and I kind of dislike to listen, and I miss other people talking, and not that I don't mind listening to you talking. It's just I can't pick up the conversation quite right. So where am I going with this? So that's why I don't bring my handhelds upstairs and listen unless I figure out something how I'm gonna get a better signal or better reception on a handheld. So probably run a crossband, but knowing how clumsy I am lately, I don't think that sounds like a good idea for now. Anyways. So yeah, I was also playing with my a little bit earlier in the day today with my balloons, which I made a couple of days ago. I've been struggling with them for like 2 or 3 days now, a little bit more than 2 or 3 days. And I can get them working on upper side of the HF band, but they're okay up to like maybe 14 now. So I kind of first half I got fried, but everything past it, not good. Anyways, so that's pretty much highlight of my, let's say, weekend and so far this week.
Yeah, that's what I do around the house there, Vanya. I put the one radio on crossband and just walk around the house with my Bofang, and that way I can just, if I want to key in, I can jump in there. So it's very, very handy to have, especially if you're not able to hit a repeater with the handheld, right? So we're not on a repeater right now, and so it'd be even a little bit more difficult to get in here properly on a handheld from your location there. So, but it's doable. You just go stand up on the roof there, and no problem. Anyway, so you're at home tonight, eh, Vanya?
Yeah, I'm slowly gonna start preparing myself to go to work, like in 45 minutes or an hour or so. So it's my night shift week, so yeah, I'm still at home.
All right, very good, very good. Well, have you been looking at the Facebook AREG page that we have there? I know my neighbor Kevin, WKG, has posted a couple of articles regarding making homemade antennas there, and I know how you love to experiment making your own antennas. I wondered if you pondered over any of those articles.
Yeah, yes, I did. I've seen some of them before, so I'm kind of familiar with some what he posted, and the latest thing which I've seen a couple of minutes ago was Grandpa Greg. He posted his balloons, and I mean they look like 100 times prettier than mine. So I guess he got the form right. So hopefully the function is gonna be there too. So mine are ugly as sin, and plus they don't work at the same time as intended. So I really kind of got 0 out of 2, but it's okay for now.
Yeah, I caught that post there from Greg in Simcoe VA3FGT. It kind of looks like two different balloons that he's making, but identical. Because one looks darker than the other one looks brighter. So I don't know, but we'll have to ask him. It looks good though.
Yeah, so the only the biggest highlight of today is like I got my second small power supply, so I'm gonna be able to split the radio and get rid of the all those fan noise and then whatnot. Like when I have a big radio on, so maybe I can that later like do the FT8 and listen at 2 meters or 70 centimeters like without too much noise with just the radio fans. But I'll see. I'm gonna go in the settings and see can I just put those to run on the small speed too, so they're not as loud.
Yeah, excuse me. Like I have only one power supply here. It's an Astron 50 amp, but the fan that came with it was very loud. It was annoying, and I hate annoying noises. So I bought a fan online, super quiet. Put it in, and it's like, oh my gosh, what a difference! If your microphone can pick up the fan on your power supply, then your power supply fan is too loud, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, definitely. If I get not if, but when I get another power supply, it'll definitely be one of those very quiet ones. The most quiet power supply that I have ever come across is a Daiwa switching power supply. I had the 30 amp version, and the fan only kicked in when it needed to, I do believe. Um, but regardless, you couldn't hear it. You had to actually put your ear up to the power supply to hear the fan when it was going. It was fantastic. So if you ever come across a Daiwa switching power supply, you should consider getting that one.
I got pretty much all the parts for the power supply. But it's not a switching one. That I forgot the linear power supply. It kind of got screwed. They sent me the 220 transformer, like it's a 25 amp, I believe. 25 amp, 18 volts. So I have all components and everything. So what I'm waiting, like I'm waiting to find the box somewhere, like so I can put the stuff in, and I do have the big chunky heat sink, and I can put those 2N3771, I believe. Those transistors, I think they're like 15 amp each, and they can really take lots of abuse. Like it's so, if I go my way, I know what to do. I just like right now I don't have a box, and I'm still dwelling what to do with the transformer. But eventually, when I'm gonna just make my own, and he's gonna just use a passive cooling, and whatever the heatsink radiates, that will be, because when I was young, I made a few of those for my friends, and I mean, no fan or nothing, just the poor man technology. I'll tell you that, like, they do get hot at the back, but they're not complaining, so that's good. So I mean, that's somewhere the back burner sitting down in my brain, I guess, or head, whatever you call it, to make that, and because my hearing is not as good as used to. So when you run a AHF and this thing, and it's not that I don't hear, but it's I hear, but every once in a while if the signal a little bit crackly, and if HF radio is on, like I might miss a thing or two, so then I can make up the conversation, I guess. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my head, anyways. So I'm gonna, yeah, I guess that will be all for me, Chuck. I'm gonna listen for like 5-10 more minutes, and I'm gonna head upstairs to do a few more things, and it'll be time for me to go to work. So I'm gonna, guys, give you a 7-3 right now, and hopefully we're gonna talk back again next Wednesday.
Okay, Vanya. Well, thanks for checking in with us and sharing your thoughts with us. You're coming in great as usual, and you have a great shift at work. And one more thing, when you get a moment, go on the Amazon shopping webpage there and type in AC space infinity. AC infinity, and some fans should come up. They're audio video USB fans, and they're completely enclosed. They have rubber on every corner, on the top and on the bottom. So there's 8 rubbers for you to put the fan down on its face or have it face upwards. Very quiet fans, and just check it out. AC space infinity. That's the name of the fans that I buy, and I have them on different radios. Okay, Vanya, thanks again, and you have a great evening at work. We'll talk to you again soon, my friend. So we'll clear with VA3 XLJ, and let's see, anyone else out there would like to join us for the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. Excuse me, please come now. All right, so let's check back with Steve, Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf.
Yeah, hey Chuck, how's it going there? Yeah, I'm just on my QRZ page there, fixing up a few errors there. I had 3 in my US awards, so just fixing that up. And yeah, we're just taking it easy there. What was I gonna say now? I forget what I was gonna say. Is this the first time you checked? Like, is this the first go around on the list? Because I was on the phone with my mom there for a little bit. I'm not sure whether I missed my spot there, but anyway, just listening along there, Chuck. So I got a general check in there for you now. Get me on the list as you do, and we'll be listening along. This is VA3 NFG.
Okay, there, Steve. Very good. And yes, you did miss the one time I did call you. That's why I went back and gave you a call this time. So going down the list now. Thanks again, Steve. We'll talk to you later. Going down the list now, we're all the way over to Huey. See if he's still there. VE3 DJZ. All right. How about Mike? Is he still around? VE3 KMQ. Okay, well, that brings us to Trevor out in Grimsby, VA3 Tango Bravo India.
Nothing new to add here from Grimsby, just listening along. VA3 TBI.
Thank you very much for still being there. All right, so let's go to Deb, VA3 OYL.
Yeah, VA3OYL. I'm just busy shopping for antenna wire. I'm trying to find a PVC coated wire. Of course, I don't see it on the Radio World's website, so I'm looking around trying to find somewhere else to order it. Not having any luck, though.
Oh, that's interesting. You're reminding me of wanting to shop around for that stuff. So why don't you just Google it?
Yeah, I'm wondering if Maple Leaf Communications is still selling stuff.
Comment.
Yeah, I don't know, but we got a comment in there. Maybe Steve has some input. Go ahead, Steve.
Hi, Deb. VA3NFG. Why don't you go to sale in Burlington on Fairview? Yeah, you'd probably find it in there.
Yeah, I checked online. I didn't see it online, but yeah, I could go there and see if they have anything.
Yeah, you probably find it there. Possibly at Sheila's there on Parkdale.
Antenna cable.
New Tech, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Antenna wire.
I forgot about that place. I've only been in there once, so it's not something that I remember. It'd be great if I could get it online, but locally is kind of nice too. So thanks for the info.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. If you go into New Tech, yeah, just tell her I sent you there, and she'll look after you. If she's working, she's not always there all the time, but yeah, no problem there, Deb. Drive safe if you do.
For sure. Well, tomorrow's supposed to be nice and warm, so hopefully some of the snow will melt away before the storm on Friday.
Yeah, Roger. Yep. And anybody that's still got unshoveled snow there on their driveway, like I do, scrape it back there before that storm comes in Friday, because it makes shoveling that real fun. Anyway, we'll send it back to Chuck there and continue on there with the net. Just thought I would add my 2 cents in there. Where if worst came to worst, you could always. I would probably check sale first, as it would be a closer destination for you than Parkdale.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm in Burlington all the time. So, okay, thanks for the info. I will keep looking online just for information purposes, though, and see what I find.
Yep, for sure. Sale Electronics. SAEL. You may have even been there before. But anyway. All right, very good. There you go. Back to you, Chuck. BA3NFG.
All right, thanks, Steve. And by the way, while you guys were talking, I entered antenna wire in Google and clicked on it, and the first thing that popped up is a Coleman cable out of Amazon for $30. You get 100 feet of 14 gauge stranded wire, and it has PVC outer jacket, resists water, oil, chemicals, blah blah blah. So that's one of them. It's called Coleman cable. They probably have a whole whack of it. So there you go. Just Google antenna wire, Deb, and you'll get a whole whack. Actually, the first store that comes up is Radio World, but usually there's pictures at the top with prices on them. And the first thing that came up was Coleman cable. for $29.77, delivered to your house tomorrow. So there you go.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I looked before on Amazon, but I think I was looking for something different at the time. So thanks for reminding me. I'll check out on there too. Oh boy, I'm going to be busy. I got lots of avenues to look into.
Here's another example I found here. This one's a little bit pricier. It's called Super Antenna MS135. It's a super wire, 135 feet, number 18 gauge, stranded amateur radio, PVC covered. So there you go. There's all kinds. So just Google.
Much better deal.
Yeah, this one here goes for $89.79 for 135 feet. The other one, the Coleman cable, was only $30. So 14 gauge, and you get 100 feet. So there you go. Much better price. I'm sure you can get bigger spools too. All right, Deb, anything else before we carry on?
No, that's all, and enjoying the net. So carry on.
All right, very good. So before we continue on this day in history, do we have anyone else who would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group?
Victor Echo 3, Golf Bravo Delta.
There he is, George, VE3 GBD. You remembered to join us tonight. Come on in, George.
Yeah. You know, I've been sick for the last couple of weeks, but figure I'm getting the garbage ready to go out. Heard you guys. I totally forgot about it, actually. I just turned it over to this frequency. And thought I'd key up and say hello to everybody on net.
Okay, very good, George. Well, you're sounding good tonight. Excellent audio. You're not screaming into the mic. And hope you're feeling better. And what else was I going to say? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You should. Are you on our Facebook AREG page, George? For those of you listening who are not yet members, if you have Facebook, just type in A-REG for AREG, and a page will come up with a radio on it, and it'll say AREG, an amateur radio club, blah blah blah. And so that's our Facebook page. And every week I usually try and post on Wednesday a reminder that the AREG is on. So George, you should check out your Facebook on AREG there on Wednesdays. Give you a little reminder. But thanks for checking in with us. Much appreciated, my friend. Hope you're feeling better.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I am absolutely the AREG group, but I'm not one of those people that have my phone with me all the time. A lot of the times I lose my phone. I can't remember where it is.
Well, you'll have to get one of those trackers there, those Samsung Galaxy Air Tag or Tile Mate, unless you got an iPhone, of course.
Yeah, that's the thing. I got an iPhone, and it's old. I mean, come on. It's probably an iPhone 5 or something. And a lot of times, I forget where I put it, or it gets stuck in a cushion somewhere, and it's like, okay. And I always keep it off for some reason. I don't know. My wife says, keep it on because you always lose it. We got to phone it to find out where it is. And Yeah, that's me, right? Yeah, 'cause I never carry it around with me.
Yeah. Well, George, you're going to have to keep your phone on. That way you'll be able to call it. So it doesn't help if your phone is off and you can't find it.
Oh yeah. So now, well, damn, I don't even know where my phone is right now, to be honest. Probably in the house somewhere. Like I said, I don't carry it around with me because, well, I don't get a lot of phone calls other than, states or something that I have no idea who it is. So yeah, I don't really carry it around with me. When I go in the house, I usually, when I can find it, I'll check to see if somebody called or, if I got some text or something. Other than that, yeah, I don't carry it with me. Yeah, I'm not a phone person. I'd rather landline, to be honest, but that's just me.
Yeah, George. Some of you will have to event the 21st century. Unfortunately, you can't go back. So, anyways, George, I just want to say thanks for joining us. Do appreciate you checking in, remembering to come by and say hi. You're sounding great, like I mentioned. And do you have anything else for us before we move along?
Not at the moment, but maybe next round. I don't even know what time it is. Maybe next round. I'm just rounding up garbage and blue box stuff. So yeah, maybe next round I'll maybe have something.
Roger, Roger. Okay, George. Well, just so your information, it's currently 9:25 p.m. and the temperature outside the CJZ studio is at 2.2 degrees Celsius. That's +2. So that's very good for 9:30 at night. All right. So we'll clear with VE3 Golf Bravo Delta. Anyone else out there wishing to join us, please come now. This is VA3 CJZ.
Recheck.
Recheck, go ahead.
Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey. Just thought I'd share a funny story. I did hear it on the regular radio today. Talking about a young lady who acts as a nanny to some young children. She's in her mid-20s, and she had a suggestion to the world because she has such a hard time keeping track of the children that she is in care of. So she suggested that there should be a centralized phone system in the house that doesn't go with people, so that it stays there, and when people want to get in contact with people inside the household, that that telephone would always be at the ready and could possibly be hardwired into the household amenities. Kind of sounds like a telephone.
Or a telephone intercom. It only rings in the house. Yeah. Well, Uh, yeah. What are people thinking, eh?
Well, as a matter of fact, we still have our landline. Mind you, it's one of those voice over internet protocol systems. I forget what it's called, but it's the little black box with the star on the top of it, and it comes across Canada, no long distance charges, and comes with a built-in telephone answering system and all the rest of that stuff. So my wife has always maintained that we need to have a centralized phone in the home. So if I can think of the name of the system, you spend like $80 at the big box store, and you bring home this kit. You plug it into your router, and then you do the little setup, and you can transfer your home telephone number to it. And then instead of paying an exorbitant fee to a telephone company. Like I said, $4.97 a month, all the long distance that you want across Canada. And yeah, that's it. Yep, still can't think of the name, but yeah, voice over VoIP, voice over internet protocol, which hooks up directly to the telephone systems. Anyways, I'm still connected in that way, but not Bell. Never, ever, 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 ever again. Nothing to do with Bell ever, ever, ever again. Back to you, Jacques.
Well, I was just going to suggest, why don't you go to Bell? No. I don't know. Are you thinking of Magic Jack? I've heard, geez, 10 years ago, I heard you got to spend like $100 and then you got, it comes with a phone, a VoIP phone. It has to be a specific type of phone for for that. And it's dirt cheap. Like you mentioned, you're paying $5 a month. Some people pay $30 for one, for the year or whatever it is. So yeah. But the only thing is, when power goes down, okay, and it will, none of those will work because they rely on the plug-in in the wall. Unless it's a phone jack, like you would plug in your normal hard line into. Those will work when the power goes down, unless Bell goes down. So very often you'll find back in the day when the power went out, you could pick up your phone and call. So now if your internet goes out, well, your cell phone's down. And if you don't have a backup, well, you've got no communication, unless, of course, you're an amateur radio operator. So was that the brand there, Mac?
Yeah, I do recall the Magic Jack. That was one of the ones that I looked at, but this is the UMA, and that's probably why it's not very memorable. But yes, 100%. If the power goes down and your internet system is out, your UMA system's going to go down with it. And yes, back in the good old days when it was hardwired and there was the relay switching systems, everything still worked. Now that they've gone to digital, I'm not even sure that even is going to stay online when everything goes down. So, like you said, if you're an amateur radio operator, you really don't care when Rogers, Bell, all the rest of that stuff goes down, or if there's a hydro outage which knocks out internet capabilities and your router's not going to work anymore unless you have a really good backup power generator, which I think I still have a 6,500 watt generator sitting outside ready to go. But yep. Nonetheless, we'd be back on the radio talking to people, and I do recall when our Rogers system went down. So our television system and the internet is powered by Rogers. My cell phone system and even my work cell phone is on TELUS, so it didn't go down. But when the TV situation went down, I went to my mass media system and turned on the radio, and I was able to communicate with people. So that's my fallback position. Anyways, thanks for letting me break in there, Chuck. Go ahead.
Yep. Very good then, Mac. Thank you for all that information. Now, I forget, you cut in with a comment. Was I speaking to someone else?
I'm sure you were.
Yeah, I can't remember now. All right. Well, do we have any comments or anybody have announcements or anything like that? Please come forward. All right, so now it is 9:32 p.m. And let's go back to on this day in history. And now we're at memorable events in history. And we go back in time as far back as we feel uh, is. We just go back in time and then come up to current times. So the furthest back we go is 1633. On this day, Samuel de Champlain reclaims his role as commander of New France on behalf of Cardinal Richelieu. Now, for those of you who don't know, Samuel de Champlain and New France is Canada. And Samuel de Champlain is known to have explored the St. Lawrence Seaway shores. So there you go. That's New France. Canada is New France. All right, so let's jump up from 1633 all the way to 1780. On this day, Pennsylvania slavery, and in parenthesis, it says for newborns only. So Pennsylvania, first U.S. state to abolish slavery, and that applies only for newborns. So anyone born after today in 1780 is no longer a slave in Pennsylvania. Next, we go to the annexation of Texas. And that was on this day in 1845. And again, for those of you who don't know, Texas did not belong to the United States. It the Alamo with the natives, the Indians killing everybody at the Alamo, that belonged to Mexico. So, anyways, in 1845, U.S. President John Tyler signs a resolution annexing the Republic of Texas. In other words, they were just claiming it for their own. So there you go. All right, so we'll jump 2 more years ahead to 1847. Michigan becomes the first English-speaking jurisdiction to abolish the death penalty, except for treason against the state. Go figure. All right. And now next we go to 1872. On this day, Yellowstone becomes the world's first national park. 1872. And for those of you who don't know, Yellowstone National Park is the world's largest super volcano. Bet you didn't know that. The Yellowstone is a active volcano. Okay, Sherlock Holmes is next. In 1890, the first U.S. edition of Sherlock Holmes' first story is called A Student in Scarlet, written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Actually, he wasn't knighted back then, but he was knighted later. That was in 1890. Let's jump up to 1903. Major League Baseball Rules Committee ruled that pitcher's mound must not be more than 15 inches higher than the baselines or home plate. So those of you wondering, pitcher's mound must be at least 15, no more, than 15 inches. Okay, and one sad story here. In 1910, on this day, 118 people die when 3 passenger trains are buried at Stevens Pass, Washington, in the Cascade Range, by the worst snow slide in U.S. history. So 118 people died on those 3 passenger trains when an avalanche covered the train. All right, let's go to modern times now. In 1912, the U.S. Army Captain Albert Berry performs the first parachute jump from an airplane. That was a static line, which was once you jump out, the parachute opens by itself. And that was in 1912. Captain Albert Berry. Hope he made it. Jump 20 years ahead to 1932 on this day, the Lindbergh kidnapping. 20-month-old Charles and Ann Lindbergh kidnapped from home in East Amwell. Oh, sorry, 20-month-old son of Charles and Ann Lindbergh is kidnapped from his home in New Jersey and found dead on the 12th of May. So 6 weeks from now, after he was kidnapped, he was found dead. I remember that was a big story in history. Something went awfully wrong with this kidnapping. All right, let's jump to 1936. Boulder Dam is fully completed, later to be renamed Hoover Dam. So it was originally called the Boulder Dam, and it was finished in 1936 on this day. 1937, a year later, I can't even speak now. The first permanent automobile license plates are issued, and that is in the state of Connecticut. Here's some radio news. 1941, the first U.S. commercial FM radio station goes on the air in Nashville, Tennessee. I do not have the name of it. And Captain America is born on this day in 1941. Captain America is created by cartoonists Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, and is first published by Timely Comics. The premiere issue released on December 20th, 1940. So, yeah, way to go. I used to read those comics all the time. 1949, on this day, former world heavyweight boxing champion Joe Louis retires with a 66-3-0 record, including 52 KOs, and he defended the title a record 25 times. Woo! Man, he was quite the boxer. In 1953, on this day, after an all-night movie and dinner session with his top advisors, Joseph Stalin suffers a stroke and collapses. He dies 4 days later. There you go. That was in 1953. Then a year later, on this day in 1954, future Baseball Hall of Fame outfielder Ted Williams fractures his collarbone on the first day of Boston Red Sox spring training. Injury keeps him out of Boston lineup until May 15th. That's not bad, actually. Quick healing time. All right, well, let's go for a big bang. Next, in 1954, we have the Castle Bravo nuclear test. The United States explodes Castle Bravo, a 15-megaton hydrogen bomb at Bikini Atoll, which accidentally became the most powerful nuclear device ever detonated by the United States. Oops. Made it too big. All right, 1961, U.S. President JFK establishes the Peace Corps. 1962, on this day, Kresge Corporation opens the first Kmart store in Garden City, Michigan. Ah, the Kmart stores. I miss them. 1968, pirate radio station Atlantis South in England begins test transmitting. Radio Atlantis was a Belgian-owned offshore pirate radio station, which operated in 1973 and 1974 from the coast of the Netherlands and Belgium. Pirate radio, hey? They don't want to play the music we like? We'll do it ourselves. Excellent. And that was awesome. That was in 1968 they started. All right, and then 69, we got Jim Morrison that allegedly exposes himself on stage at the Dinner Key Auditorium in Miami. He was promptly arrested. I don't know if it was during the show or after, but nonetheless, you don't pull out your Johnson on stage. 1969, on this day, New York Yankees legend Mickey Mantle announces his retirement due to persistent knee injuries, finishing 18-season career with 536 home runs and a 298 batting average. Not too shabby. Jump to 1970. On this day is the end of the U.S. commercial whale hunting. So, since 1970. Here we go. One of my favorites. 1973, on this day, Pink Floyd releases their album Dark Side of the Moon. And since then, they've sold over 45 million copies. This is interesting here. 1977, Bank of America adopts the name Visa for its cards. So if you've got a credit card that goes all the way back to 77, that's the very beginning. For a Visa, anyways. I remember department stores used to have their own card. Reitman's clothing store. My mom had a card there. And at Eaton's and at the Bay as well. They had their own. All right, so that was 77. Next, let's go to 1978 on this day. Charlie Chaplin's coffin and remains are stolen from a Swiss cemetery in an extortion plot. I do not know what happened. That's all the info I have. And on this day in 1980, snow falls in Florida. 1983, tornado tears through Los Angeles. I remember that. Injuring 33 people. Yeah, tornado going through Los Angeles. Usually they don't hit big cities or cities at all. It's usually out in the country. All right, so 1984, Landsat 5 and ham satellite Oscar 11 launched into polar orbit. So the Landsat 5 and the ham satellite Oscar 11. Here we go, a little Canadian info here. In 1997, on this day, Canadian Elvis Stoico, full combination jump in the history of figure skating competition, to win the championship series final in Hamilton, Ontario. This is back in 1997. I do believe I watched it. Did you? And lastly, we got one last thing here. In 2022, a cargo ship carrying 4,000 luxury Volkswagen Group cars sinks off the Portuguese Azores archipelago 2 weeks after it caught fire. So 4,000 VWs in the drink. And that's it for on this day. This is 105 weeks that I've been doing this. Hope you like it as much as I do. And there we have it. All right, so before we do last round, let's see if there's anybody else out there wishing to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in East Hamilton. Any new check-ins, please come now.
VA3BK.
There he is. I was wondering if you're going to show up. You're lucky number 13, Rick. Come on in.
Whoa, lucky 13. Oh, I like that. Anyway, I've been listening for a while, but amazing. You don't do them for 2 days and how they pile up there. Anyway, but I found that really interesting. New France, eh? Yeah, some of that stuff that you read out there, Chuck, is pretty interesting, over.
Well, I think so, and that's why I put it on my list, because it's very interesting to me, and I'm hoping to others as well. Not everyone appreciates this, but I'm kind of a history buff, and so there's some far out stuff that I didn't even know about until I read it.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Hey, when I was in high school, I hated in school period, I hated history. I thought it was a waste of time. And now, now that I've gone through the warplane and even before that, really interested in stuff that happened during the Second World War. And some of the programs, they give us Smithsonian Channel for on free trial. And boy, some of the stuff on there, air warriors and all the both different kinds of planes and stuff they did, and some of the history stuff that was never in the books. It's stuff that's been released. Some of the different things they had to during the war and things that they did, and that technology advancements.
Unbelievable. So now I like history, that kind of history anyway. So anyway, so I have no idea what you guys were talking about before, except when you read that list off. I ended up talking to Renzo for a little while on 440, and I heard, I think I heard Arpad on here. I came in before 8 o'clock, and I thought it was after 8 o'clock, so I don't know whether I got a clock that's out of whack or what, or whether my brain was out of whack. I woke up, I fell asleep after supper there, Chuck, so there you go. There's, I used to do that when I was working, come home, I have supper and fall asleep in my chair, then wake up about 8 o'clock. There you go. So there you go. That's comes with age, I guess. VA3 CJZ V3 BK.
Oh, very good then, Rick. Well, maybe you're referring to the fact that when Arpad has the net on during weekdays, Monday to Thursday, he's on 446.125. And some people have a hard time picking him up out in the West End. And so I turn my crossband on, and all people got to do is key up on here, 146430, and it retransmits to 446125. And so I have a directional antenna that's pointed west, and it helps some of the stations get in there. Over. So maybe that's what you were hearing.
Oh, I wonder what was going on, because somebody was talking to, they're all broken up. I couldn't understand a word they said, but Arpad seemed to have a good handle on it, and I was coming in there. I didn't realize you had that on. So, well, thanks for letting me know. And when Bob Burhill had his on all the time with yours, it was pretty handy here, because you could always art on there.
Yeah, no art tonight. Excuse me. Because we have Mac up on the hill there. Usually acts as a relay station when Art is trying to get in here, but he wasn't in tonight, so no news from Art there from me, anyways.
Okay, very good. Well, yeah, Mac is good at that. Mac's a good man, and he relays for me. Sometimes I can't hear Marty on Monday nights on 80 meters, and but other times I hear him. So Mac usually relays for us. But this past Monday, he came through on CW, so I copied his CW. Okay, really good. He was really loud on CW, and then he went to voice, and he was about 8 S units, and sometimes I can't even hear him. So there you go. The band conditions were supposed to be pretty lousy there on Monday, but they weren't. They were actually pretty good locally, but anybody in the distance there, I think the one guy tried to check in, I think is a VA3 TCA. He's in Mount Bridges, and sometimes I hear him beautiful, but I heard TCA, and that's all I heard. And I tried to get him to come back, and I couldn't hear him at all. So you never know. Hey, band conditions depends. Sometimes they're super long. And somebody on the weekend, did you do the 160 at all?
No.
Somebody was telling me that they worked Cayman Islands on 160, and they thought that was pretty darn good, Cayman Islands. So I think that could have been Mike. I think Mike checked in tonight, didn't he?
Break.
Yes, KMQ did participate in the 160, and we got a break. Go ahead.
Roger that. You woke the bear. Art's in there, so if you're ready, we'll bring KCI in.
Yeah, go ahead there, Mac.
Okay, Art, you have the mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I was falling asleep over there. I'm usually in bed before 9 o'clock. Must be usually about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so, I thought I'd quickly give a quick shout out there. I was talking earlier to Christian. He was out it's the States out there, so yeah, he was busy cutting out there. So I was waiting for you to get out there, Rick. My goodness, you get one at a time.
Oh yeah, hey, that comes with Mac knows about that too. We both got the same problem. We like to talk once we get on there. And when I was young, I was shy. So yeah, but the radio cured that. Anyway, Aaron, how do you make out on Saturday with Christian?
It was a no-show. He forgot all about me.
Oh well, that wouldn't be the first time that happened, right?
Yeah, Roger, he apologized to me on today on the telephone. Yeah, he was just getting all the states there.
Oh yeah, these young guys, they got everything going. Too many things, too many frying pans in the fire. That's probably what happened. Anyway, you're coming through just fantastic here on my omnidirectional. I wonder if Chuck is copying you there. So we'll turn it over to him there, Art. Chuck, do you want to pick it up?
Sure thing there, Rick. Good evening, Art. You're coming in great here. S5. There's I can hear everything you're saying. It's fantastic, Art. Great to hear you. Glad you're doing okay. And the days are getting longer. We're getting more sunshine. It's only getting better every day there. Over.
Yeah, I figured I'd better give a call in tonight because I was taking drops of wine just before going to sleep, and I figured, I better go and call Chuck for a moment because I'm going to get up early in the morning. I've got eye doctor's appointment. They're going to do laser surgery in the eye. So.
Yeah, Roger that. Okay, well, Art and Rick, I've got less than 5 minutes left before it's 10 o'clock. I still have to go down the list and say goodnight to everyone. So, do you have anything else for us, Art, before we carry on?
Nothing else. I just say good night to you and everybody else on the channel. So, 73.
Okay, very good, Art. And thank you, Mac, for the possible relay. But thanks for letting me know Art was in there. And I could hear Art just clearly. If you go on the YouTube stream there, you'll be able to listen to him. He's coming in my station S5. So very good. Okay, Rick, we'll give you the last words there before I go down the list to say goodnight to everyone.
Yeah, okay. Just one thing I wanted to tell Art. The breakfast this month is on the 11th, Art. So March 11th, the two Cougars, same place, same time, but on March 11th on Saturday. So anyway, that's all I got there for Art, and thanks for letting me come back there, Chuck. Anyway, we'll turn back to net control, VE3BK.
VE3LBI.
Oh, we got a last minute check-in in there. VE3LBI, come on in.
I couldn't get in before. Okay, carry on, Chuck.
Thanks, Larry. You're number 15.
Okay, no problem. All right, do your last call. I tried to get in before, but it was pretty busy.
Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. We do try and leave time in between, but sometimes we get a little bit quick. We forget. All right, where was I? Okay, well, Garnett did not say goodnight, but let's check in. VE3GNP. Okay, I know Rick, AXJ, said goodnight. Let's go to Mac, VA3IMW.
Roger that. Great net tonight, and great to hear everybody that checked in. Still wondering what happened to North End Richard, but I'm sure there's a story behind that. This trip down the list, don't forget Wade, NCA.
NCA, where is it? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, no problem. So thanks, Mac. It's been a slice, and you have a great rest of the week. I think you're working from home tomorrow.
Roger, Roger.
See, I know your schedule. All right, so let's go to Steve if he's still around. Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf. Last call.
Yes, sir. Good net there, Chuck. I had 11 errors. Can you believe that? 11 of them. My, and I haven't even booked. I haven't even logged any since Sunday. So there you go. When you do like 20, 30 at a time, then you don't do any for a couple of days. They're still coming in, as they confirm. Because I'm sure a lot of those guys don't have time to double book when they're out in the field doing POTA. Anyway, that's it, Chuck. Good night, as I said already once before. I'll be around for a little bit there, so we'll say QRT to everyone else. VA3 NFG.
V3 PDO.
Oh, there's another stranger. Very good then, Steve. Thank you very much, sir. Have a great rest of the night. And VE3 Papa Delta Lima, come on in.
Yeah, sorry about being late there. Chuck got tied up watching a series here, and looked at the time, went, oh, I better jump in there. So just a quick bean for the pot, sir. Sounds like you had a good turnout. Everybody had a good time. So awesome. And I'm sure you did a fabulous job like always. V3 PDO.
All right, Paul, not a problem. Thanks for for remembering us here tonight. Do appreciate it. One extra bean for the pot. So with the two check-ins from YouTube, we had KI5 SPA. That's Mike from Arkansas, who's from the RPAD net there. He followed us tonight, so we have a check-in from YouTube from him, and we have a new ham, a VA3CKZ that Larry LBI knows. Larry, come on back.
Sorry, who was that again, Chuck? Again, sorry.
VA3CKZ.
I'm trying to place it. Fill me in a little bit more, please.
Okay, comes up here only on the amateur or the Government of Canada website as Trevor.
That's TBI, Chuck. VA3 TBI.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry. I was reading the YouTube check-in. I do apologize. That was another new ham. And Trevor is VA3 TBI. If you want to say hi there, Larry, jump in.
I'm still trying to place it, Trevor. I do know a Trevor, but I didn't know he had written for his test.
Yeah, good evening, Larry. Yeah, I'm on your Facebook page there. It's been a couple of years. I bought your old ICOM 3200 from you. I think it was $20 or $25 or something like that a couple of years ago. We used to talk on 11 meters back in the 80s. I'm down here in Grimsby. Back to you.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations, Trevor. You did right. Good for you.
Yeah, I went to. I tried to get a hold of RPAD a couple of years ago, or about a year ago, I guess, but RPAD was pretty busy, so I got in touch. I started studying again. It got away from me for a while, and then I started studying again, and I went and then wrote it at an examiner's place in Welland. And so that radio, that little ICOM you sold me, that's going to go in my car when I get a chance to get it all in there and going.
Very good, Trevor. And I just quickly before I know Chuck's trying to wrap up the net here. What's the call sign again, Trevor, please?
It's Victor Alpha 3 Tango Tango Bravo India. It's TBI instead of LBI.
Okay, very good. All right, thanks. Okay, Trevor, we'll touch base a bit more. I'll pass it back over to Chuck there, and he's trying to wrap it up. It's actually after 10 o'clock, so go ahead, Chuck, and wrap her up. Put a bow on her.
All right, very good. Okay, then next is Wade, Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha.
Good evening, Chuck, and good evening all on net. Yeah, good net tonight. We got up there in the numbers to pretty respectable numbers of good folk. So always good to hear everybody on Wednesday nights. One thing I don't know I've heard us talk about before, but it was just announced. There's another special call sign event coming up for Canadians. This one is for the coronation of King Charles III. An interesting possibility for special call signs for people. In fact, Chuck, yours would become CJ3 CJZ, which has a ring to it, I think. Anyways, the information is on the RAC website. It's active from May 5th to the July 2nd. In this case, you would exchange the Ontario prefix Victor Alpha 3 to Charlie Juliet 3, and Victor Echo 3 would go to Charlie Kilo 3. Similar to the last one, the Jubilee event. So we got one coming up in May. So yeah, so I thought I'd mention that in case people hadn't heard already, but more information you can see on the RAC website, and it's coming up in May. With that, I'll say 7-3. Thanks again for doing it, Chuck, and good evening all, and talk to you all later. VA3NCA, back to net.
Okay, Wade, thank you very much for that information. I was unaware of that, so thank you. And poor old King Charles, eh? Everyone that he's asked, entertainment-wise, to perform at his coronation has declined due to scheduling conflicts. I'm not sure if that's the entire reason, but nonetheless, I've been reading online that poor King Charles can't get Elton John or anyone else to come for that matter. So that'll be interesting to find out. So very good about the call sign coming up in May that we can use for special events. All right, so we'll clear with VA3NCA, and let's see if my neighbor is still awake. VE3WKG, Kevin.
Yep, but I am in bed. I'm on the handy talkie, so not sure if many can hear me, but I know you can. Yeah, good net there, Chuck. Just laying in bed, watching Pluto and watching movies. Have a good night, 73, all that can hear me, and take care, Chuck. VE3WKG.
All right, Kevin is on the portable. Those of you who can't hear him, all you got to do is go to YouTube, and you can pull up the stream, type in VA3CJZ, and you can find us there and play back the stream wherever you like by moving the slider at the bottom. And so good night, Kevin. Thanks for sticking around with us. Much appreciated. Let's see if Huey's still around. VE3DJZ.
Yep. Once again, Chuck, good night. It was a good net tonight. Thank you for doing it like always.
All right. Very good. We'll have to key up on your repeater there more often there, Huey. I kind of forgot about that. So very good. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did doing it. So we'll clear with VE3DJZ and see if Mike in Burlington is still around. VE3KMQ. Are you there, Mike? Oh, nothing heard. Well, let's go back to Trevor. VA3 Tango Bravo India. Last call, Trevor.
Yep, thanks for doing the net, Chuck. It was enjoyable, and I'll try to check in again next Wednesday. It's kind of a strange thing to be a part of the net and listening to it on the internet at the same time as there is a 2 or 3 second delay. It's like being on a big being a call-in listener on a big broadcast station. Back to you, Chuck. Thanks again for doing the net. Very cool. VA3 TBI clear.
All right, Trevor. We're here every week between 8 and 10, and you're more than welcome to join us. Thanks again for being here. Hope you were entertained. Okay, so we'll clear with VA3 TBI, And next on the list is Debbie, VA3OYL. Last call, Debbie.
Well, very good, Net. Nice to hear everyone in there. WKG, Kevin, I could hear you fine in the West End here on your portable.
Nice.
Everyone take care shoveling all the snow we're going to have, and have a good week. Thanks for doing the Net there. And we'll catch you later. VA3OYL.
Hey, before you go, Deb, when do you expect to get your four-legged furry friend?
Sunday. I have to drive to Toronto.
Oh, that's not so bad. Very good then. I can't wait to hear about it all next week, Deb. Good luck. All right, so we're clearing with VA3OYL. Next, let's see if Vanya's on his way to work yet. VA3XLJ. Vanya, are you there?
Hello, Chuck. I just got in my car, so I'm gonna run down to the nearest team and hit the highway in a second. So I'm gonna guys give you 7-3. And what's interesting that I could never hear the OYL for ages and ages, and today I could hear her in my car. Plus, when I was at home, like she came with a solid S2, so that's kind of a change from like many nets from before, because I could not just hear her. I could not get her signal at all. So at one point, actually, her signal reached up the full scale, then went down back to 2. So I don't know what she did to her antenna thingamajigger, but it seems to today working much better than the other days.
All right, very good then, Vanya. Yes, it's always a pleasure listening to Debbie's melodious voice on the net. The only female that has checked in so far, but you never know down the line. Oh well, no, we've gotten PDL. PDL's better half. VE3 LLW, I do believe. Leanne. That's another female. So there you go. All right, Vanya, I'm going to wish you a good shift at work. Be safe. And we'll talk to you again soon, my friend. Thanks for joining us. Okay, well, maybe Vanya's in the drive through right now. So we'll clear with VA3XLJ and go to the east end of Hamilton with George, VE3GBD. Last call, George.
I'm still here. Well, actually, I was in the house. I remembered I got to renew my license plates, so did that tonight. I got my wife, her on the laptop. Get my license, because my birthday's Monday, so bada bang, bada boom. I gotta have registered plates.
All right, we'll have to remember that, George. Monday, you will have gone around the sun one more time. And so we'll wish you happy birthday then. Thanks for being with us, George. Always a pleasure.
I always try to key up when I can, but it's always a pleasure to sit here and talk to the boys on the radio. Absolutely. And listen. So, yeah. Now, keep it up there. I'm telling you, Chuck, you're doing a good job, my friend. You're doing a good job.
Thank you very much, George. Appreciate the pat on the back. It really makes me feel good. Okay, so we're clear with VE3GBD. Next will be Rick, VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. Last call, Rick.
Yeah, okay. Well, say good evening to everybody on frequency, and a good net there, Chuck. So back to net, B3 Beacon.
All right, very good. I wonder if Art is in there. VE3 Kilo Charlie India. Are you there, Art? He must have signed off. All right, well, let's go to VE3 Lima Bravo India.
Yeah, we're still here, Chuck. Go ahead.
Last words. Any last words there, Larry, before we wrap this up?
Nope. You may want to mention to Trevor about the net that the RPAD does, the time slots and the dates, and if you want, mention to him about the Friday night rag chew on the ZOE. That's it. 7-3. Take care.
Okay, absolutely. Well, Trevor, if you're listening, there are several nets in the area that, well, there's one that's on every day of the week at 7 p.m. And from Monday to Thursday, we use a simplex frequency of 446.125. And that's the Lake Ontario Radio Club, VE3LOW. If you go to QRZ and you put in VE3LOW, you will see all the times and the frequencies that we use. On the weekends, we don't go to we don't use the simplex frequency. We jump to the ZOE VE3 ZOE repeater, which is 443075, and there's no tone required for that, but it is a repeater on the West Hamilton Mountain. And like I said, you can find all the times and frequencies on VE3 LOW. And Friday nights after the 7 o'clock net on ZOE repeater, Larry, VE3LBI, does a roundtable rag chew starting around 8:15 p.m. So, and then on Sunday, we have Mac, VA3IMW, who is the net controller for his net on sideband. And that is on the 446.125 simplex frequency, but it's on upper sideband. And that's Sunday night at 8 p.m. So if you can't remember all that, you'll have to play back the YouTube stream to get all that information. Hope I covered everything. So last person on the list is Paul, VE3 PDL. Paul, are you there? Last call. Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for me. It's 10:15 p.m. And tonight, on week 1537 of the AREG, we got 18 check-ins. 2 of them were on YouTube, and everyone else checked in on radio. It's been a pleasure doing it this evening, as it is every week. And I hope to hear you again next week here at 8 p.m. on 146430. So unless there are any other comments or anything else to be said, I'll wrap this up. This is VA3 CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group saying 7-3 all.
I just VE3LBI. I just wondered, anybody else hear anything from Kevin at all? VE3KKP.
Not today, but I usually send him a message on Messenger every day there, but I don't think I did today. So, yeah, all I heard was he was in ICU.
Yep, that's when I was talking to him this morning. He was still in ICU, so waiting to get out of there. Okay, that's no problem. I just wonder if anybody else had any type of communication with him.
None that anybody wants to tell you, Larry. Just kidding. All right, so we are going to say goodnight again. This is VA3 CJZ. I'll be returning the frequency back to normal operation, and we are shutting down the YouTube stream. Good night, all.